What is up, Alex Nation? Yeah, so today we're going to be doing the Hyperfixations tier list. So I've pulled up here, alright, I've pulled up here a bunch of my hyperfixations from throughout my life, you know, all the way from when I was a little kid to right now, actually. So we're just going to go through it. I know tier list videos are just so popular right now and definitely did not die out like 2 years ago? Okay, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna start. I guess we'll just go from the top. You know, we got peak, great, pretty good, mid, pretty bad, just awful, and genuinely embarrassing. I'm gonna be ranking based on, it's gonna be a mix of different things. Like, it could be, is the media itself actually good? Is the, was there enough stuff to make the hyperfixation satisfying? Was it fucking embarrassing as hell? Was it annoying? I don't know. Like, you know, just like a mixture of everything. So let's start from the top. The Dark Souls series, Soulsborne, I guess. This is gonna stand in for all of them, because I'm not doing just, you know, I'm not planning on doing just gonna do each game individually, because I played all of them. I like all of them. I'm gonna put this probably, I'm gonna put it in pretty good, specifically because I think, no, I'll put it in great, because there's a lot of stuff to dig into. It's very fun, and it's not that annoying. You can't be that, like, you know, Dark Souls fans can be annoying, but they're not that bad. Like, it can, you could be doing a lot worse. Next, The Boys.
Yummers.
This is kind of going on right now, actually. I've been really into The Boys
Yummers.
lately, but I'm still not gonna, that's not gonna sway my opinion. I think it's gonna go in pretty good, I think. I'm just gonna change that to good, actually. It's kind of hell waiting for the next season, but I really liked season 4. I enjoy the comics too, to be honest, even though I know a lot of people don't really like them. Yeah, I'd say it's good. You know, it's popular enough that it's not, like, embarrassing to be, like, a Boys
Yummers.
fan, and it's not that it really matters. Like, ooh, I'm so cringe. Like, I don't care, generally. Like, I'll like what I like, but, like, there is, at some point, like, you know, just like a type of fan, like when you're really into something. I don't know, but I liked The Boys.
Yummers.
I'm really enjoying that. That's been my kind of thing lately, along with one other thing that we'll get to in a minute. Next is Fallout. I'd say this is, I'd say this is peak. Being obsessed with Fallout, you can be a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie, you know. There's a lot of shit to dig into. It's a real fun series. I guess the downside is that the Bethesda games do suck. I'm really not a fan of Fallout 3 at all. I do, what's weird though is I do like Fallout 4. I do think that game is fun, although I have not beat it because I just don't care, even though I've put in probably more hours into Fallout 4 than most of the other ones, except for New Vegas.
Bastard.
But I played 1, 2 as well. I need to get to Tactics. But yeah, Fallout is really fun. Castlevania, this was one from my youth. When I was a little kid, I loved Castlevania. Not little kid, I was like, this is in like middle school. I loved Castlevania. I'll say it's good. There's a lot of stuff to do with Castlevania, although I was just super annoying about it. And the issue is that there's not that many like die-hard Castlevania fans. So that's just gonna go in good. We're kind of getting lucky here with just doing the good ones first, because these are going to get worse. Hundreds of Beavers. If some of my friends are watching, I'm sure you have heard me talk about it. I'm going to put this in good, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It came out very recently, but I was just obsessed with this movie for like a solid 2 months. I've seen it in theaters 4 times.
You ever see a beaver in your local community? I don't care if it's hunting season. I don't care if it's trapping season. You kill him!
I was so obsessed with this fucking movie. It was great. Creep. I got really hyperfixated on the Creep movies. Creep 1 and 2. I really like 2. I don't know if I prefer one over the other. I'll put this in good as well. Yeah, I liked Creep. I really do enjoy Creep. Creep is very fun. But I'll put it in good. I Hate Everything. When I was a kid, I was fucking obsessed with his videos for some godforsaken reason. I'll probably put it in mid though. I still love Alex from I Hate Everything. You know, he's a great guy. I still listen to Sardonicast, and I think he's doing great stuff. But like, I don't know. I just think the videos haven't really aged too well. So I'm gonna put that in mid. Next up, I put in a picture of H-Bomber Guy, but this is gonna go for like all of BreadTube, like, you know, like ContraPoints and stuff like that. Just like video essayists in general, like Dan Olson, stuff like that. I'm gonna put this in mid as well. I do love the videos, and I still watch them, but something about my YouTuber obsessions that I've had, I just don't really stick with them very much, but I do love H-Bomber Guy. Clone High, I'm gonna put that in awful. I like the show, I think it's fine. That period of time when everyone was watching and obsessing over Clone High was really great, but like afterwards it just kind of looked embarrassing. It's just, I mean, I was so cringy over this shit. Like, it was terrible. It was awful. Speaking of awful, John Mulaney, I'm putting that in pretty bad. He's a funny guy. I mean, his comedy's still good, but like, just damn, he's up to things. I have Pokemon in here later. Yeah, but I put Pokemon cards as a separate thing. This is just awful, not because like the fan base, like I don't care truly about the fan base, it's more just like where I stand in it. But this was bad because I was so broke when I was into Pokemon cards, even though I was still really young. I was in like the beginning of high school. When I was really into Pokemon cards, that shit was bad. That was bad. That was also the same time as like the John Mulaney phase when I was like a kid. These three are all like when I was in like beginning of high school, like end of middle school type shit. iDubbbz, embarrassing. That was bad. It was middle school. I won't forgive myself for that. That was bad. I don't really need to explain it. I'm glad he's changed now, but like, damn, that was being like back in his old videos, that was fucking awful. That was terrible. Adult Swim, that's great. I think Adult Swim is like a more generally respected thing to be like super into. They're very fun. There's a lot of stuff you can dig into. The entire channel is amazing. So I'd put Adult Swim in great. And separately from that, because I do count these as separate things, the Adult Swim infomercials. I would also put that in great. Although it's not as much fun to like talk and obsess over as just general Adult Swim, there's just so many good ones, and I still haven't seen all of them, even though I was like totally obsessed with them. This is all recent. Skylanders.
I'd like to see you try, Chaos.
Who said that? Are you fucking...
I would put that as awful. That was when I was like really young, and that was bad. That was really bad. I didn't put a lot of stuff from when I was like a really young kid, but Skylanders specifically was a huge one for me as a kid, and I hate that I used to be a Skylanders kid. That is so embarrassing to me, personally. Gundam, but that's more for like Gunpla specifically. I'm into the show kind of a little bit, you know, a little bit. I'm into it as much as I can be. I'm more about building the figures. I have like a big wall of them over there. But yeah, I just put this in mid because it's kind of just... It's not embarrassing, it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's bad for my wallet, but it is fun to talk about, and generally people aren't super weird about it. Mega Man. This was another one from when I was a kid. I fucking loved Mega Man so much. I would put this in mid, because I'll put it in good. Okay, you know, this is one of the ones where, like, being a Mega Man fan is, like, lame as hell. Like, it is so fucking lame to be a Mega Man fan. But, like, I think the quality of the games make up for it, because I still love Mega Man. I was more a fan of the Mega Man X games, though. Those were my jam. Peanut Butter Gamer.
Hey everybody, I'm Peanut Butter Gamer, and happy Halloween! But Peanut Butter Gamer, it's not even Halloween!
This was a big one when I was a kid, like around that Skylanders kind of era, but like probably a little after. Peanut Butter Gamer was... I fucking loved him. I'm putting this in good just because his old videos actually do kind of hold up. They're dated, but like they hold up in a dated way. I don't really know how to describe that, but it's really funny. Although there's not much of like a fandom surrounding him. I do still love Peanut Butter Gamer. And Peanut Butter Gamer definitely segued immediately into this from when I was a kid. I still, you know, obviously I still love Zelda. I'd say this is great. I don't really like talking to Zelda fans, to be honest, sometimes. But I love Zelda. I wouldn't say it's always my #1 pick for a game, even though, you know, they're good games. I loved Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. You know, they're fun games. I like them all. But I specifically did Majora's Mask though, because that was my big thing. That was my thing. No More Heroes. This is peak. I love No More Heroes. I still really love No More Heroes. I'm not as crazy and annoying about it as I used to be. This was a big one for me in like high school. Like, especially like, I think like junior year of high school, I was all over No More Heroes. No More Heroes 3 was fantastic. I loved that one. And I'm holding this in a separate place from Kill the Past, which I'm only going to put in good. This is the silver case, but like the entire Kill the Past series in general and Suda51 and all that stuff. But I'm only going to put it in good just because there's not that big of like a community. And I'm saying there's not that big of a community, but I mean, the community that is there is like so fucking dedicated and they're great people and I love them. But like, yeah, it's just not that much of it's just not that popular and it's kind of hard to really warrant being super like obsessed with it if you can't really go and talk about it or like watch videos about it in your off time because that's what having a hyperfixation will do to you. Persona.
I hate Islam, and I hate you! Oh, my eyes!
Awful. Absolutely awful. I do like the Persona games. I'll still play them. I think they're fun games. Just, I hate self-identifying as a Persona fan. It is so fucking embarrassing. I think I used to hate them for a minute. Like, I used to really love them, and then I kind of hated them, and I'm kind of more neutral on them now. Just, I don't like a lot of aspects about them, specifically some of the more modern ones. I do like Persona 1, 2, and I really liked Reload, even though it's... I'm a big fan of Persona 4, though. Persona 4, I think, is actually really good, even though most people generally regard that as the worst one. I liked it a lot. Persona 5's good. Royal, specifically, is pretty good. I like it. But I'm just kind of, like, on the series now. I don't know. But I do like them. You know, they're fun games. What's up, Alex Nation? Recording this at, like, 8 p.m. to get to you guys. Just letting you know, for some reason, I forgot Shin Megami Tensei. That's like my biggest hyperfixation probably that I've ever had. I have the fucking music in the background of the video, and I didn't put it there. So if I did put it there, I'd put it in pretty bad. Not because it would be bad for other people, just because I was really bad about it. I was very annoying about it, and I still am to this day. So, yeah, thank you.
What the fuck is up, Kyle?
Soul Glow. I'm wearing a Soul Glow shirt right now, actually. This is a punk band from Philadelphia. I've seen them 3 times. I fucking love them. I guess we're getting into the bands in a minute. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite bands of all time. I think they're probably my favorite punk band ever, just in general. I would put this as great. Like, they tour constantly, so seeing them is really nice. I've met all of the members. They're really good people. Evangelion. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in good, I think, because you definitely have a lot to work with if you're gonna be obsessed with Evangelion. This was kind of a big thing for me in like high school. I love Evangelion. I think End of Evangelion is still one of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite, actually. The thing is lately I feel like it's become more socially acceptable to be an Evangelion fan. I don't know. I've met a very wide variety of Evangelion fans, and I am just gonna put it in good. Shovel Knight. Alright, this is another one from when I was a kid. I think like middle school, something like that. I'm gonna put it in good because I think the main issue was just that the DLC, which I was waiting for like super hard, those took forever to come out, and that was really frustrating for me when I was like really into it. Actually, when I was on an airplane flight recently, actually, I heard someone playing Shovel Knight, and I just leaned over, and I was like, yo, Shovel Knight, and then we started talking about it, so that was kind of cool. Alright, next up, Better Call Saul. I'm putting this in peak, because I fucking love Better Call Saul. It's like the best TV show I've ever seen in my life. It's so fucking good. Just how good Better Call Saul is, like, instantly shoots it up to, like, #1. Like, it's so good. Even if everyone was super annoying, you know, in that community, which they aren't really, it wouldn't even matter, because the show's so good. I don't know. I still love Better Call Saul. Connor O'Malley, just the guy.
Steroids! Steroids! Steroids!
I'm putting this in good. This is a recent one. This is right now, actually. Sorry. This is right now. I am currently obsessed with Connor O'Malley. I love everything he does. I think he's a fucking genius.
I jerk off beasts and spooky monsters till they come buckets.
He is utterly fantastic. Joe Pera, the show Joe Pera Talks With You, and just Joe Pera the guy in general. I'm gonna put that in good. No, I'm gonna put that in great. Okay, yeah, because I still really like Joe Pera. Nah, yeah, I'll put it in good. There's just not a lot of him out there, and I honestly just needed more when I was like really into him. That's all I was hoping for. Breaking Bad. Put that in great. You know, everyone likes Breaking Bad. It's a fun show. There's a lot to dig into. I just wish the show never ended, honestly, because I was like starving for that shit. I love Breaking Bad. Nirvana, pretty recently, although I've kind of gotten over it. But like, I mean, Nirvana's still one of my favorite bands of all time. I'd say it's great. Yeah, I'll put it in peak, actually. Yeah, I'll put it in peak, because like there's so much shit you can dig into. No, I'll put it in great, because the only issue is if something's peak, you have to have stuff to look forward to. And when I was into Better Call Saul, it was like just ending, so I still had a little bit to look forward to. But I mean, if you're a Nirvana fan, you have nothing to look forward to because they are never doing anything ever again. Tally Hall, embarrassing. They're fine. They're a decent band. Like, I don't fucking know, dude. Joe Hawley is so fucking embarrassing to talk about. And Tally Hall, I'm just putting it in embarrassing because I don't really listen to their music that much anymore. They're fine. They're white people music, I guess. I just don't really care for them anymore. Like that was such a like freshman year of high school thing to enjoy, and I just do not care anymore at all. And I really don't like Joe Hawley as a person. So, Weezer.
And the greatest band in the entire universe, really talented people, the music of Weezer.
I'm not putting it in embarrassing because it is a little bit embarrassing, but it's just awful, I think. Just simply because, you know, being a self-proclaimed Weezer fan is one of the most embarrassing things you can say. But the music's good. Like, the music is still good. Actually, I'm gonna put it in pretty bad. Being a self-proclaimed Weezer fan is not the worst part of being a Weezer fan. The worst part of being a Weezer fan is hoping that Weezer makes good music again, and they usually don't. That sucks. Like, just being a Weezer fan is like living in hell, and I would not wish that upon anyone ever. Yokai Watch is pretty... Oh, okay. I don't want to, like, be all, like, weird about it, but I am serious when I say this. When I was, like, a kid, like, really early middle school-ish, I was really into Yokai Watch, and I just, for some reason, I got bullied, like, for it. Kids just fucking hated Yokai Watch. I don't know what it was. It's, like, so weird. I don't know what the aversion to it was. It's not that bad. Like, they're fun games. I don't know why I got bullied for it. That was kind of weird. Spider-Man. I don't really, like, I feel like I've just had a general, like, there was at least 1 or 2 points where I was obsessed with Spider-Man for, like, a month. Yeah, everyone likes Spider-Man, you know? It's just kind of a basic thing to be really into. It's just nothing special. Being a Spider-Man fan isn't anything crazy. Returnal is, I'm just putting that in great just because I still do love Returnal. I'm not, you know, still, like, hyper-fixated on it, but Returnal is amazing. I love Returnal. There is not much of a fan base for it, which does suck, but it kind of makes up for it just by being a fun game. I really love Returnal. It's a great game. I'm going to put it in good just because it is a hard game to be, like, obsessed over. That's just kind of frustrating. Sonic. When I was a kid, I really liked Sonic, and I'm putting that in embarrassing, and I don't really feel like that needs an explanation. Scott the Woz. I love Scott the Woz. As, like, I love him, you know, Ohio represent, God bless Ohio, whatever.
I don't give a shit.
But I'm putting it in pretty bad just because it's kind of like the Weezer of YouTubers. Like, I love Scott the Woz to death. He's still one of my favorite YouTubers, maybe, but, like, it's the Weezer of YouTube. Metroid? Metroid's good. You know, I mean, it's fun, just not really that many people know what Metroid is. I don't know. It's kind of annoying, but, like, I love the Metroid games. There's a lot of Metroid games out there, but I've kind of beaten all of them pretty quickly. Although, Metroid Prime 4 is looking pretty good. Pretty excited for that. Pokemon everyone likes Pokemon, so I'm just gonna put this in mid because it's just whatever. It's just such a boring thing to be hyper focused on. You could talk about Pokemon forever. There's so much Pokemon content out there. It's not a big deal. Death Grips. Oh, okay, this is another one. I am a big fucking Death Grips fan.
I hate this stupid phone I got.
And I probably always will be. Being a fan of Death Grips is actually awful, because they hate their fucking fans, and it is so hard to figure out whenever they're going to release anything ever, which they probably won't. But, you know, at the very least, you know, they did a tour recently, and that was pretty fun. I got to see them twice, actually. I saw them in Cleveland and Detroit. That was really fun. I love me some Death Grips, you know, but just being a fan of them sucks, and also, it's a little embarrassing, but, you know. And Death Grips fans are not fun to talk to at all, and they're really annoying. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure also goes in bad. I love JoJo, like, again, like, most of these things I still do like. Okay, again, actually, I'll put it in mid, because they're still running JoJo, and JoJo's still there. You know, you can still watch JoJo. There's new whatever coming out constantly, and that's fun. But, damn, just, I hate talking to JoJo fans so much. Devilman, I'm putting in great, because the fans are pretty good to talk to. The series is good. They're always doing something. So yeah, Devilman's great. I love Devilman.
I don't give a shit.
Destroy Boys. This is one from high school, early high school. This was my first concert ever. It got me into like punk music really hard, and I have massive respect for Destroy Boys, like for getting me into punk music and stuff like that, and just getting me into my local scene as well, which is something that, you know, like, you gotta give it to them. Just to be honest, though, I just don't really care for their music as much as I used to, because I feel like when to get a little personal, when I first got into Destroy Boys, it was because I was going through something at the time, and I felt like a lot of their lyrics really, like, kind of spoke to me, specifically. Going through a really traumatic experience and then having, like, a band to, like, make you feel like you're not quite alone, it's really nice. But I don't know, I just don't really listen to their music anymore. I think, like, it was good at the time, and it was what I needed at the time, but, I just don't listen to their music anymore, to be honest. I don't know. And that was a while ago. It's been, like, several years. It was, like, right before the pandemic I got into them or something like that. That was just, I don't know. I enjoyed my time being a Destroy Boys fan, I think. Anthony Fantano was embarrassing.
Eat your fucking vegetables and your fucking greens, dickhead!
I do still watch some of his videos. I do fuck with a lot of his opinions, although it's just, self-identifying as an Anthony Fantano fan is just horrible. It is a horrible, horrible thing for you. Just like physically, mentally, spiritually, sexually. Yeah. Godzilla. Good. Godzilla is fun. Most people generally like Godzilla, although I don't think a lot of people are, like, Godzilla fans are like a different breed, but I feel like everyone generally is like fine with Godzilla. It's not something you'd be feeling too weird about being obsessed with. But I was really into Godzilla for like a little bit, pretty recently actually, because of Godzilla -1. I was like, for like a month or two after that came out, I was just obsessed with Godzilla, and a little bit before I even saw it. So that was pretty fun. But there's a lot of stuff to dig into there, which is really nice. And just Godzilla fans are so nice. Like, that's another thing. Godzilla fans are absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people to talk to. I have not had very many bad experiences. Actually, I'll put it in great, honestly. Yeah, like, it's great. Berserk is... I put that in, like, peak. Just there is something to be said about, like, just the fact that it's that good. I could feel like I could bypass some of the rules a little bit, but, like... it's my fucking video. I could do whatever I want. But I love Berserk still. Berserk is fantastic. People I've met through Berserk are really cool. I've met a lot of really cool Berserk fans. It did suck being a fan of Berserk because, you know, you had to watch the author die if you were around during then, which I certainly was. I kind of got into it, like, right before the newest chapter dropped, and then immediately after Miura died, and that was like, I just caught up with Berserk at that point, and that like gutted me because I just got into it and I was so fucking sad. That was so terrible, but like, well, I'm still a big Berserk fan. I'm always looking forward to next chapter, but yeah, Berserk's great. Love Berserk. Berserk fans are great. Everything about it is great. It's not even embarrassing, which is also cool. Car Seat Headrest is mid just for being a fan. They might be maybe like my second favorite band behind Death Grips. But just, it's ever so slightly better than being a Death Grips fan. But I don't know, there's something weird about being a Car Seat Headrest fan. There's just a lot of strange people who like Car Seat Headrest.
You are so silly and so yes. And then slay.
And also just, I don't know, I feel like some people are kind of invasive towards Will Toledo, and I don't really like the community in that way. I think they're kind of bad about that. But yeah, Car Seat Headrest, I was so obsessed with them. Also, I'm putting them in mid just because that like ruined my mental health. Like listening to them obsessively, that was so bad for me in high school. Holy shit, that I was crying so much, like all the fuck, like every other day I was crying. And I partially blame Car Seat Headrest for that. That was fucked up, what Will Toledo did to me personally. Alright, Bloodborne. I'm gonna put Bloodborne in great. And this is the I separated this from just the Soulsborne series as a whole, just because I fucking love Bloodborne's my favorite game of all time. I'll put that in great. Not quite. Yeah, you know, fine. I'll put it in there. Yeah, I'll put it in peak. If I could put Fallout and No More Heroes in there, I guess I could put Bloodborne. Bloodborne fans are kind of annoying. Actually, I'll just put it in great, honestly. Yeah, I will just put it in great, just simply because being obsessed with it sucks, because you know there's never going to be a sequel, and that is awful. And speaking of awful, our final one, Danganronpa. This is the most embarrassing thing this is the worst, thing I've ever been obsessed with, I think. I think this is probably the worst out of all of these. Even admitting you are an iDubbbz fan is less embarrassing than admitting you're a Danganronpa fan. Or even you were a Danganronpa fan, you know? That is the worst. Like, I didn't mean to save the worst for last, but it really is just awful. Being a Danganronpa fan is literally... Being a fan sucks. The series kind of sucks, although I do sort of still like the third game. V3. I think it's a good game. I like it still, kind of, a little bit. Mostly just for the ending. The fans are completely insufferable. The series was over by the time I got into it. The games just suck. They just really do suck. So, yeah, I'm gonna put that in awful, and I think that's about the end of the video. If you want to like and subscribe, you can do that. Although, you know, this isn't a very high-effort video. I just kind of felt like making it. You know, thought it would be fun. So yeah, do all the things, and that's probably gonna be that's the end. Bye.
Yummers.